Oh, it looks like a French horn. It's like a French clarinet. Whatever it is. Hey.
Hey.
Right?
Right.
I like that.
Feeling it.
That was smooth. That was smooth.
Ah.
Lord. We're muted over here.
Yeah, we're muted here on YouTube.
We're muted on YouTube. Oh.
Did you mute the application?
Second and see if it's still. How about now? Are we good? Okay, so I'm gonna keep mine unmuted and then go from there. Well, hello everybody. Listen, we're working through technical difficulties. Welcome to the world. Instagram, just be great. Thank you for those joining us on YouTube. We are here for another episode of Not Your Typical Girl Talk, and there's so much to get into before the holidays. So we're just gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk, which makes sense of foolishness on the internet. I want to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you out here. And yes, I said Merry Christmas. Eat that. So, okay. We want to say congratulations to kids that are radio for giving us a platform where we have replays of our show every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Saturday. So be sure to check us out on the weekends. We take live here on IG and YouTube Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Follow and subscribe to my Typical Girl Talk here on Instagram and on YouTube. Definitely join us on YouTube. We are growing our family there, so subscribe to our channel. And I'm not sure I pulled that, but I don't think you did it. All right. I'm so excited. Hey y'all, happy holidays, Kirk. Yeah, happy holidays, Shiva. Happy holidays to everyone, and Merry Christmas. Happy birthday, King Jesus. I just want to thank you all so much for joining us. If you were born on that day, this is what part when Jesus was born. All the stars that he came, and let me tell you something. You're gonna be thanking the Lord he came on anything, because the crap we're about to talk about. My name is Kelly, by the way. You will be on your knees praying to Jesus to beam you up. I know, thank God. Beam me up, Jesus. There's so much to get into. I'm not going to give any more time. She's going to tell me lovely viewers and listeners who you are. I am Toshiba. They call me Shiba. I am the final member of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. And Telly is so correct, because even starting off the show, what I'm about to read, I think, is so ridiculous. But we're going to start in a section I am calling tampons for all. So we're going to call it tampons. Where is clip number 1? Do not piss me off. There are too many clips. So clip number 1 will not show up. I don't know what's happening. Give me 1 second, ladies. USB. Here we go. Don't know why. Things won't happen the way it's supposed to. I have no... Anywho, so I guess I'm going to have to show it on my screen, because even though I did everything right, it's going wrong. This is number 1. And number 1 is talking about the fact that the Canadian military is going to provide tampons for male soldiers. I'm just going to pause on that. Yes, I said the Canadian military is going to provide tampons for male soldiers. And it reads, in a move to align with the Liberal government's commitment to inclusivity, Canadian military bases are required to provide menstrual products, including tampons and pads, in men's washrooms by December 15th. This directive, issued by Employment and Social Development Canada, extends to all federally regulated workplaces and military installations.
True North has independently verified the implementation of this policy in at least one Canadian Armed Force military base where menstruation kits are now available in men's washrooms.
So is this like for trans men, like women that turn into men? Like, wait, I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm confused. I mean, I would know that it's supposed to be for transgendered men.
Right. I mean, if we have to go.
Here's my problem with this whole thing.
I'm so confused.
Women are still fighting for tampons in their own washrooms.
Last time I checked, that is correct.
So,
But they're gonna give the same pads and tampons to men.
Correct.
While women, we're just supposed to take some tissue and stuff it up there and hope for the best.
well, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
I wonder how many millions of dollars they're paying to implement this.
A lot in the sounds of it. It sounds like a lot of our tax dollars.
And if this is now Employment and Social Services is saying that. Yes, I got that. Sorry, Employment and Social Development Canada says that this has to be extended to federally regulated workplaces. It means that every government office in all of Canada, the male bathrooms will now have tampons.
Here's the thing, and I know that there's been a lot of talk, and I've always been the person that believes that, maybe we need to have more options for workers when it comes to this sort of thing. But it's one of those, again, we spend a lot of time on figuring out certain communities, how they're going to get by, while other communities we haven't figured out yet. Like, where are homeless people living right now?
Homelessly on the streets.
I don't know where they're living, but if they need a pad, they can definitely get one.
In the government office.
What our priorities are.
Girl, you're definitely going to get a pad.
We're like,
They have nowhere to live.
we have rumors of wars happening. People can't afford to eat, and this is what we're spending our
Absolutely. Tampons in the male bath, absolutely 100%. That is top priority for the Canadian government, is to have bathrooms with tampons for men. That is correct.
Canadian government, this is their top priority.
Which,
This was December 15th. Oh, so it's already
yes, it's already been implemented, ladies. So you got to understand, it had to pass through the House of Commons. Like the bill actually had to pass. It had to pass through all the levels of government and then be implemented. So this was actually on the schedule, and they went through and it passed. And they had to then take the money and purchase. Yes.
That less than 1% of the population gets exactly what they need within weeks.
Wow.
While we've been dealing with this homeless situation for at least 10 years at this level, and it's only getting worse. The food bank said they need to make $2 million a week to supply the amount of food that is going out to people. People in full-time jobs can't afford to eat.
Facts on facts.
That's rough, man.
And that's like 85% of the country.
The less than 1%.
Correct.
They're getting their pads and their tampons.
Correct. In the male bathroom. We're done. We're done. We're done. I'm nothing. So we're gonna move on. So I'm about to put this picture up on the screen for everyone to see. Come on, do not piss me off. Keep going. Here we go. So, oh goodness, you can barely see it because of the white background. My bad, guys. Okay, awesome. So thank you for those on YouTube who can see it. Those on Instagram, we are about to show you this picture. Here you go. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
So this is a picture of Ice Spice. And what this says is, people are saying that Ice Spice is the most attractive woman of 2023. And then the question was posed, do you agree? And because we are not going to get canceled, we are just going to go to the comments and we're going to read to see if the people agree. So the first one, beautiful, yes, she is the most beautiful. I will ask the panel. The next comment, LMAO, y'all also voted Caitlyn Jenner as Woman of the Year and put Kim K as Man of the Year. I don't trust any of y'all judgments anymore. Next comment, are these the same people that voted Justin Trudeau Best Prime Minister? Next comment, who the F said that? Question mark. Ray Charles? Question mark. Next comment, WTF is that? Next comment, I'm not going to read that one. Next, and the comment that wins, because I have to take a break after this comment, the comment that won was maybe in a Braille magazine. For those of you who do not know what Braille is, it is the language that people who are blind basically use to communicate. So they're basically said, if you are blind, then this woman, Ice Spice, is the most beautiful woman of 2023. I don't know if you ladies want to comment.
Well, the people have spoken. The comment section is speaking louder than we ever could. People, they have expressed their opinion. I would love to know who was on this team to make this vote. I'm just curious who was runner-up and who was she up against? Because that's what we were saying before. We were talking about Halle Berry, Regina Hall, Nina Long. These are women that are like, well past Ice Spice's age, and they didn't get any man if they really wanted to. These women are flawless, beautiful, gorgeous women. And Ice Spice is who she is. So, I mean, who was shooting up against?
Girl, I'm still trying to figure out.
And then, no offense. This is more now sort of the photo they showed of her. Now, I'm sure this girl's roster got perfect. Of all the photos that they've shown of Ice Spice.
So,
Ice Spice.
I'm going to do better. I'm going to show the people several more pictures of Ice Spice.
Here's the thing. I mean, she is an entertainer. She is. So obviously she's gonna look better than the photo that that real Toronto, whatever.
This guy is a photo.
Shit.
The iPad that goes.
Made up. But it's one of these things where I don't know. Like,
I just want to know who voted.
I don't know.
Like, when did they say, okay, university world, everyone come together and vote? Here are your options. If they just use a vote, even if they use that,
To be honest with you, yeah, I know what. I'm not even gonna comment on this because it's like it's one of these things where I'm just like, we have no idea what it's like, who voted, who was on the panel, who else was she up against, what were the photos they were using to judge, because obviously it wasn't someone.
I doubt it was this
there.
I
There's no way it was that.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to say nothing either. Like you said, the comments have spoken. I will read a couple more because I'm not going to say anything. I'm just because the comments are commenting. And so I'm gonna read. So someone says, shout out to Toronto. She's not bad looking, but there is more beautiful regular women walking around Toronto on the daily. Let's see, another one, they said, I I can't. I'm not going to read this one. I'm not. The comments were commenting. I am done. Thank you, commenters, for commenting and helping us through this segment because we were not going to get canceled. And good luck to her and wish her all the best for 2020 before we move on. This one I will be commenting on. Okay, girl. I'm waiting for this one to load because y'all really need to see this one here. Oh my God, I do not know what's going on with these pictures in the slide, but hopefully it's showing up on YouTube. This is a picture of Cassie, everyone. And I'm sorry that you can't see it as well as I would like you to. But what this says is Cassie's former music producer / ex-boyfriend, Ryan Leslie, claims singer is planning for a tour. But before you guys run out and buy tickets, I must give you some more. Cassie might be using her setback as a setup for her musical comeback. During a recent street interview with paparazzi, music producer Ryan Leslie let it slip that his ex-girlfriend and former collaborator, R&B Cassie, is gearing up to make a comeback. For those unaware, Ryan Leslie and Cassie reportedly dated and worked together musically around the mid-2000s. The romantic relationship occurred before the long wait-to-go singer started dating Diddy. When asked if he knew Cassie was allegedly being abused by Diddy, Ryan Leslie replied, "I think that was much further after our working relationship." Reportedly, Cassie and Leslie were first introduced, who cares, blah, 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 this is not important, blah, 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 blah. He continued sharing information about their recent conversation. Well, the last conversation we had, she said she's planning for a tour. We had talked about that. Okay. Because we do research for the show, everybody, we take this very, very seriously. During our planning call, Garcia went on Spotify to find out how many songs they had for Cassie. And there were a total of 4, which actually turned out to be 3 because one of them was the Me and You remix. And really another one, I think, was Lil Wayne's song. So Cassie has a total of 3.25 songs and she's planning where is the tour?
She wants to take the show to Japan, to Indonesia. She wants to go she's going to trend spot all around the world with her 2.5 songs. Well, most people only know one song,
Me and You.
Right. So, and these are the millennials, like our generation.
Did you ask?
Gen Z has no idea.
They're like, who's Cassie? Cassie the actress?
Cassie Diddy's ex-girlfriend?
Not, Auto. This isn't Hillary Duff. Like, no, it's not.
This is Lindsay Lohan.
No, it's not.
Cassie girl. Listen, we appreciate you being vulnerable and forthcoming about what's happening with you and Diddy behind closed door. And we are happy that you were able to settle without having to reveal all of the information. However, girl, what tour? Where is the tour? In a hotel bar near you? Like, where is this tour?
Thank you.
Girl.
Our amazing and awesome friends that famous T-Pain. T-Pain! That's real T-Pain. Yeah, it's going to have a Vegas residency. Hey! I think that's awesome. She got auto too. It's a resurgent. I've noticed a lot of the 20-somethings are like, oh yeah, T-Pain, like, stuff like that is awesome. Good for him. He also has bangers. Like he's won like Grammys.
Oh, that guy right there. He's won Grammy.
Yeah. Like he has a legacy. I don't really know. Right? No.
She has 2.25 songs. We keep reducing it to less every time we say it. Because what is she going on tour with, girl? Like, I get it. Like, I get it. Her, yes. And the remix.
We did say that even when she's ready, she could open for RSVP.
Correct. And RSVP, everyone, is Ray J, Sammy, Bobby Valentino, and Pleasure P.
I think that, and we all agree, beautiful,
Gorgeous. Stunning. Stunning.
She's still lovely. It's like,
Stunning.
go out there, start a brand. Workout brand, lifestyle, kitty clothes, anything.
anything with your
Do not sing.
Family woman now. Use
Do not
that,
sing.
market that so that
Do not sing.
right. Like strip away Cassie and become Sandra and Shira. Fine. Nothing but yeah. So Sandra and Shira.
Yeah, like
Strip away.
it's fine.
It's bad.
Chicken with this is fine. Like whatever the rest of the
Dressing is
Girl, thank you. Not singing.
Anything.
Don't sing. No. No tour for you, girl. No. No, we're done. Okay, moving on. Like, and that's mean. That's mean. He's mean. He's mean. He's mean. He's mean. Because he should be like, girl, I love you. What songs are you touring? You have 2. Did she ever put out a real, and again, if it's yes, people are saying, well, Diddy was horrible and he could have shelved her album. But what, she's going to sing songs we don't know? We don't know them. Why would I pay? I don't know them. Absolutely not. I can play. Listen, Beyonce has a movie out in theaters. For those who could not afford to go see her tour, you can see. So I'm going to spend money when I can just go see Beyonce in theaters. And if you like Taylor Swift, she's in theaters for $17.99. I'm good, girl. I'm good. No, thank you. Bye. We're good. We're good. Bye. I'm just going to put this next one. I'm just going to put it up, and I pray you can see it. I really pray you can see this on Instagram. Because I don't know what happened to these pictures. Okay. Let me, listen, I had to flip all the pictures, and for whatever reason, let me just put this, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to.
Oh, there we go. Yep, you got it. Oh, snap.
Okay. So I'm going to read this for a second. So this gentleman, he went to Turkey and got a hair transplant. And I'm actually going to try to turn it so that hopefully we can have a little, I'm hoping that light will make it show up a little bit better, because oh God, it's worse. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, this picture is so important, but oh well. But that's better.
A little bit better, yeah. A little bit better.
So this gentleman went and got a I don't know what's going on with the light. A hair transplant from Turkey. And this was the result of the hair transplant. What do you ladies think about this hair transplant? Oh, maybe that's a little bit better. Look at this.
Don't think it's cute. Like, don't think it's got more like a cone head.
It looks like
really bun up on the top and swollen around it.
Exactly. He
Looks like a donut.
head injury.
And then he had like a brain surgery that didn't finish. Like he ran out of the hospital.
And he did this as a cosmetic surgery to look better.
I wish I had like a before.
No, I wish they had it before. Let me see if, no, they do not.
So this man paid how much?
Well, when we Googled it, it ranged, and then they wanted you to also WhatsApp them, which was weird. But I heard it can cost as much as $8,000.
He paid almost $8,000. So let's just say he did. Let's say he actually paid $8,000.
Okay, so right now, it look like he has like a little bit of hair. Is that?
Yeah, because right now he only has two heads.
I,
And what we're supposed to do. Like,
this, I think, this is the healing process. I believe this is. I believe this is a. I'm nothing.
I just like why this like swollen around and then the top is this doesn't look like it's gonna turn out.
It's spun up. Like
Like,
and he thinks what
He literally, at the top of his head, looks like he was sitting out in the sun too long, and his entire top of, that's for you on the radio, the entire top of his head basically looks sunburned, and then he looks like his head got squeezed and mushed out of a helmet, and it's created this. I don't, and I don't also understand why you would post this. Like, why would you post this picture of yourself? Why?
like, right?
look at me, I'm a vibe. Sir.
Listen, guys, I get it. I'm not even I get it, right? Like, women are out here getting BBLs and breast implants and lip fillers, and we wear weaves and wigs and makeup and lashes, and we transform ourselves, and nobody can tell us crap that we can't do it. So I get it. We're out here changing from night to day like nobody's business with some makeup and some hair. So I get it. It is on an unfair marketplace, but this,
that is just not it.
it's not it.
Like,
I don't know what this is. It looks honestly, it looks painful.
because I'm not even against men getting their confidence is dependent, on having their locks, then go ahead, bro, do it.
Yeah, but
Good for you. But you paid thousands of dollars for that?
Yes.
And even when it heals, like,
it's gonna heal like that?
That's the problem I'm having. Like, how does it actually heal? Because this is horrible.
That's horrible. So he paid enough money to get to Turkey in the first place.
Yes.
Well, Turkey again. Plus almost $10,000 for this.
I'm done.
Sir, just get a wig.
yeah,
Just get a wig.
like a very expensive.
Not a lace front.
Nice lace front. Get one of your friends, lay it down on the
Like,
edges.
yeah.
That hair.
Austin State, like some barbers, like especially in the States in Atlanta.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
All the things with
Yes.
grooming.
Yes.
Like, I bet for $800, even went to one of those guys, had a lace front down, they would cut it up, and you would never would look like John Peters.
You know what? Oh, okay, John B.
But this, no, ma'am, no, sir. But we're done. We're done. We.
No, it's me. It's done. And
No.
a follow-up photo of like what? This head is done. It's a trick. Then we open the oven and the lasagna mashed up right off the lasagna head.
It looks like when you're baking bread and the bread just puffs up too much, like you're baking bread and it puffs up like this.
I'll never look at lasagna.
Okay, you know what? We have to be better. We're gonna reset. We're gonna reset the room. We're gonna reset. Garcia, please just reset it so we can get to the next segment.
Okay, nobody out here throwing all of that people that say make you look like whatever, because no.
Oh
We
my
want to
God.
pay for radio for our show placement on internet radio Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Saturday, we have replays of the show of the week. So this show is going to be playing this Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on internet radio. Take live on iTunes and on YouTube. Subscribe and follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Wednesdays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're gonna move on because Lord knows. Wow, that was just the beginning, everyone. Right? That was the first half. Big wheel, Jesus. Okay.
All right, and we're ready. Okay. So it's supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, but in this particular neighborhood, it doesn't appear that that memo was received, because in British Columbia, a homeowner got a very terrible letter from someone in their neighborhood because of the video we are about to show you. And we would love for you to let us know, if this was your neighborhood, how would you respond? So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, as you can see, we were all smiling. And for those of you on the radio watching this video, please again, if you listen to us on the radio, make sure that you're joining us on our Instagram or our YouTube so you can see this video. But our faces were smiling because they just showed a home that was decorated with all of the Christmas you could imagine in one. It was amazing. I was smiling. I'm not even a big Christmas person, but that made me smile. Well, apparently someone in the neighborhood is not smiling, and they needed to let this person know exactly how they feel. And so they decided to write them this letter. Why don't you give our neighborhood a break? Haven't you heard that less is more? Your house is the joke of the neighborhood. It looks more like Santa's whorehouse or a Christmas abortion. Tone it down a bit! Exclamation mark.
Yo, bah humbug. That was a Scrooge. Yeah, Scrooge. I love that. Okay, like, if something isn't affecting you, it's not your life bill. No, it's not your life bill. It's the life bill. Who cares? You don't have to look at it. No. But we have a house on our street, and every year, as soon as December 1st, they deck out. Like, they go out. They go out. Where all of us are doing, like, this string of lights here and there. Maybe that Moby thing. Yeah. They're out here. But they go out, and they do it every year. They've never had a complaint, and I don't mind it. It keeps the dark sky nice and bright. It actually looks pretty. Very pretty. If you don't like it, then okay, there's too much for you, sir. Shut up. Why do you do this? Keep rolling along. Mind your business. I'm sorry.
The man said, or a Christmas abortion. Like, really? Like, you are a miserable person. Just a miserable person.
I feel that it's a very crabby woman who has no family or something. I don't know, but she seems very. If a person is spending, because this display,
A lot of money.
That's a lot of money. I wouldn't be surprised if that was $10,000.
It's a lot of money.
Balloon things. Yeah, those inflation balloon things are expensive. The idea that they're doing that and they're doing it so it shines out to the neighborhood. Yeah. Wouldn't that make them actually like almost
Festive?
Like,
thank you. Festive and happy, because it's and I get it. I get holiday seasons are tough for a lot of people, right? Like, I'm going through my first holiday season in a few years without Rob. I understand that it's going to be rough for me, but do I become a Debbie Downer for everybody else and be like, you can't enjoy Christmas because I'm a miserable person? It's horrible.
I mean, they're saving people money. You don't have to go to those, like,
Thank you.
Just go and drive down the street. This is Christmas right here. I don't see a problem.
So people, please, it's a drink, a shot of whiskey, rum, something. I don't know. Just be better. It's a nice time of year. Eat and be merry. That's literally what you do at Christmas. You eat and you be merry and you leave other people's business alone. If you don't like it, turn your eyes, move along. Who cares? Sayonara.
Yeah.
And call it a day. Facts. That's what you're getting. We're right, a lump of damn coal. Now, somebody who didn't want a lump to come their way, see how we're going to bring this show together, is this NBA player who has supposedly been outed by a young lady because of what he's asked her to do. And I'm going to have a lot of comments on this because I find this interesting. So, a woman has exposed NBA player Anthony Edwards for asking her to get an A-word abortion. And here are the text messages that she put on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's intranet. Okay, she put it, again, people, on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's intranet. So let me read. I still have an appointment on the 27th, she writes. Then he responds, hell nah, can't do this. So she says, so now what? What a great response. And then he says, get an abortion, LOL. And she says, honestly, I had an abortion with my son around 2 years ago, and I regret it every day. So he says, man, you can't force a kid on the world. You don't know what it is. So she said, you don't know what it is yet. And she says, that's not the point. I said I had an abortion 2 years ago, and I regret it. He says, yeah, but I don't want a kid. So then she says, being cool to you is just going to get an abortion by myself and you not doing ish and going about your day. That's being cool to you. Obviously, you've been through this before just by your reaction. Then he says, I will send you money to help you out. Then she says, I didn't ask for it, but okay. You just don't want a baby, ? Is that why you're saying all this? Because I've been cool with you. Then he says, I don't want kids. Let's handle this like grown-ups. Then she says, okay, I'm not trying to force you to be a dad to a baby you don't want. I just don't like abortion. That doesn't make me wrong. If you really don't want to do this, then fine, I won't. There's more. Okay? There's more. Blah, 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 blah. I have to get to the other ones. Okay, sorry. There we go. Found it again. You don't care about no one but you. That's what she says to him. Then he says, you got the money? What's the holdup? Because now you're finna make a problem. Finna, my favorite non-word. Finna. So then she says, finna make what a problem exactly? I don't give a F. I've been nice this whole time. I don't know what ION means, but I guess I'm not gonna bother you and I cause problems. Oh my God. Nothing, don't speak to me like that. I told you I would because you want me to. So that's that. So that's that. You. Oh my God, these people should not be parents. Oh my God. Okay, I would because you want me to. So that's that. You talking about a life. Just be somewhat understanding. I told you I'll be home soon. Then he says, okay, just make sure I get a video of the box with the right pills. Then she says, what other pills would they be? Just making sure, he says. And then she says, the other half is in 24 to 48 hours because she sent him the video with the right pills. So she said, I send you what you asked, then it's F me. You're going to ignore me now? Then he says, my attorney's going to handle it. Then she says, you said we were handling it ourselves. And then when I do my part, you turn. Your attorney hasn't even responded. Just do what you said you would do. I did my part. You can send it within 48 hours. Then he says, he's supposed to. Then she says, well, he hasn't responded to him, not once. Still no response. Please stop playing. Just do it. I did everything you asked. And what it is was the money that needed to be sent to her. And do you want to know how much money she got for getting an abortion?
Let's hear it.
$100,000. She received $100,000 for getting an abortion. So, and then she writes, there's more. When she shows us the receipt of the $100,000, US dollars, by the way, funds that were transferred into her account, she then says, I've never once ran to the internet about no one. I tried over and over to handle this privately, and my efforts were ignored. I've been lied to and manipulated by someone who knows exactly what they're doing and takes no accountability for anything. Y'all always want someone to blame, and I guess it's going to be me. So before I read his comments, ladies.
So why did you share this on the internet? Because does she think this makes her look good?
Yeah, she did. She really thought that everyone was going to gain people following her, getting on her side. She thought this was a good thing for her. But it's not looking good in your favor at all. Girl, I don't know what kind of prank she had. Told her, yeah, do it. Release the stuff. Release everything.
One of our amazing listeners, hey, they're actually here.
Hey!
Said, he's a fool. Better leave those instant thoughts alone. And for those that can't see the picture that we have up,
we encourage you.
So-called couple we are speaking of. I don't like to judge people by how they look. That's not me. Mm-hmm. But she is an Insta model. Like, this is not the girl that lives next door. This is not one of us. This is not Sheila.
Well, we can judge her by what she said. This is her second abortion in a number of years, in 2 years. And so it is clear that she goes around having sex with men who do not want the babies. Now, granted, I'm gonna say two things. Okay, number one, gentlemen, when you are in a position like he is, I'm gonna ask you a question and then make a statement. Why is it that you go around having raw dog sex with women that you cannot see a future with? So that is my question. My statement is, stop having sex with women who have nothing to lose, but will help you lose everything. This woman had nothing to lose, but she gained $100,000 for sex.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? For sex.
Yeah, and that's why I don't understand why you would share this online. Like, you got your money,
And she got paid.
Yes.
I would have shied away into a corner and just enjoy my life. No one would have ever known.
But here is the issue, and one woman wanted to write like a thesis and have a TED talk about how he's trash. Let me tell you why he's not trash. Okay, we already know. We just did a story last week about an NFL player whose baby mother put her child in the DNA test, made a onesie of the DNA test, and literally had her baby in a onesie that said wanted for child support. Let's be clear. This woman would have not slept with him if he was the janitor cleaning the high school. This would not be an issue. These women are sleeping with these men and are allowing them, they're not even protecting their womb. They're allowing men who they know are sleeping around with other women to come raw in them. We know about AIDS and STIs and everything else that's damaging us, much as your pH balance is completely off. So you have all of these men just ramming you down, knowing that they've got their raw pee in other women, because their whole idea is to get pregnant so they can get child support. Okay, so she's mad. Yes, she got $100,000, but I think Chica here was thinking, but if I had the baby, I would have been getting $100,000 a year instead of a one-time payment. Or some of them are getting $100,000 a month. So they know what they're doing. But these young men, I don't understand why their coaches, their mentors, their mamas, their uncles, their aunties are not schooling them on these hoes. These hoes are not new. These hoes were around in the 80s and the 90s, but now they're in the internet so they can be easily found and slid into a DM. They don't need to, listen, I've dated enough players to tell you, when I was dating players in the early 2000s, girls used to follow us from clubs. They used to wait for me to go to the bathroom and try to pick up the guy that I was dating because he played, like, it was a whole mess. So these hoes have been around for how long? Now you can just slide into their DM. Stop sliding into women who you don't see a future with. Because stop sliding. Just no more sliding.
Yeah, I wish men would, and especially, and this goes for any men, because young men are just valuable, even if you're like in college or university, whatever. Like, do not be out here having unprotected sex. Like, do not. Like, please, for your future self. Let's see, that's the problem right there. A lot of these guys, where is their mother? Where are their coaches? Where are their mentors? I feel that even if they're told, listen, you're a public figure now, a lot of women, Brittany Renner herself went in front of and Brittany has proven that these guys, and she basically said to them, do you wear a woman like
me?
Because I am that woman. And they're still, I don't think they don't think about their future self. They're thinking about a good time, not a long time. I'm not even saying don't. Protect yourself. I'm saying, try. I am saying, be watchful. Be watchful. And actually, fiercely saying, he reportedly has a girlfriend.
That's not surprising. None of this is surprising. They all have girlfriends, right? Let me just be clear.
This is a story that happened. It starts happening from the moment they enter their college of choice.
He's 22 years old.
Kind of spoiled.
He's 22.
Women throw themselves at that.
Thank you.
They have to learn to be like, yeah, I'll sleep with you. But that's the thing. This is a young guy.
22. And let me tell you, his contract, hold on, Telly.
Booming. What 22-year-old man with the money that these guys are making? What is choice he just did?
Let me just be clear. He just signed this summer. His contract was for 5 years. You want to know how much his contract was for?
I'm dying to know.
$217 million over 5 years.
Yeah, 22-year-old, which is why, and I know that they have financial advisors, wealth management, they have, but they also need, I don't know, like a sort of like a life coach or something to say, look,
stop sleeping with hoes.
Value. Exactly. You have this value. You've got to figure out the way to not have this radio. Because you think Justin Bieber's never been hit on by some Insta guy? You will get Usher. Like, they're all getting it. But the thing is, it's how you decide to move through your life. Are you just going to be out here? Because you obviously made the wrong choice and hooking up with this chick. Shiva.
And let me just be clear before we move on. No surprise, she's an OnlyFans girl.
Not shocking, because that's usually what they go for. He's 22, thinking how much 15 million over 5 years.
217 million over 5 years. 217 million. So he's making, if I calculate quickly in my head, about $43,000, $43 million a year.
So that kind of money given to a 22-year-old, what do people expect?
Listen,
For him to be doing a combined honest with
they need to do better. Because at one point, you know, and I don't know, because I don't know Steph Curry's young life. I don't know Tom Brady's young life. But at some point, they were all young too. And they have figured it out in a way where they don't end up with stories like this on the internet.
I don't know. Maybe they value their career more than this stuff against us. I don't know. But when he said he had a
Yes, right. Yeah, I will give you his statements. Let me read his statement before we move on. So his statement, and it's our final word. He says, "Oh my God, I made comments in the heat of a moment that are not me and that are not aligned with what I believe and who I want to be as a man. All women should be supported and empowered to make their own decisions about their bodies and what is best for them. I'm handling my personal matters privately and will not be commenting on them any further at this time." Listen, there is nothing wrong with a woman getting an abortion, like there's nothing wrong with a man asking a woman to get an abortion when he doesn't want to have a child with her. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't blame him. I'm not going to wrong him. He doesn't want a kid. However, like aunties are telling you, young men, listen to your aunties. Stop having raw dog sex with women who you cannot see a future with, because you may not have a future if you don't stop effing with some of these women. And we're done, because in the next segment, let me tell you, wow. And we're done. So this segment here, again, courtesy of one of our faves, 6 Brown Chicks. This is what happens when you don't use discernment, like Auntie Garcia always likes to say, and you end up in these situations. And I'm going to try to get through this. Kelly, let me get through this, because I know. Okay. Question. My new boyfriend of 2 weeks bought me a Groupon deal for permanent microblade eyebrows for my birthday. My brows are thick, straight black lines. They look like barcodes. He thought, I knew she was gonna laugh. I'm going to continue. He thought it was funny. And so do we, girls. So do we. It would have been helpful if my boyfriend told me beforehand that his ex was my brow stylist. He took her car in their divorce. He dropped me off at the salon in that car. He says he didn't think she would be petty about him dating another woman and that he wanted her to meet me. I guess it was a sweet gesture, but now I've stopped looking surprised all of the time. Brows are peeling and healing, so I'm wearing hats. Is he a keeper or nah? Please help me decide.
Oh, that's Mark.
Nah, that would be nah. Girl, nah. It's a nah. Nah.
You get it done and they do a bad job. Like, if they do a bad job, you're stuck with them.
Yes.
For like years.
Yes, correct.
And you're out here asking about help.
Girl, let me have it out for you.
He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you. What? It's like, that's just not, first of all, that's not a gift I'm taking from a boyfriend of 2 weeks. First of all, somebody doing that on your face, you know how much research you have to do for the person who's going to literally be taking something and carving into your face. You know how much research you do?
Right? It's no different than the Turkish hair. I use blade and needles on your face. You better spend like 6 months.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You should be doing all the research. You should be out there talking to chat.
Thank you. But your boyfriend of 2 weeks.
What should I do about that cool girl? Like every night, that's what you should be doing. And you're out here 2 weeks.
But I'm getting a Groupon deal. Groupon. I don't want no Groupon for my microblading on my face.
I'm gonna go to the woman that I know that has done my other 3 friends' brows. That's it. And all of it.
No, girl, we haven't talked about that one because we just too much. We didn't get that foolishness this week. Maybe next week we'll get that foolishness. There's just too much foolishness to cover. We can't cover it all. We only have time for 8. So we actually have to move on past this foolishness because we have another foolishness to wrap up the show. That's how much foolishness we have in. We're going to do our last foolishness. And honestly, this one I'm not even going to say a lot about because this woman basically speaks for herself. And again, thank you. Shout outs to Kendra G. And go.
Hi, what's your name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay, where you at with your face mask on?
Yeah,
You're working right now?
yeah.
Where do you work?
I'm not a nurse. I work in a skilled nursing home.
Lindsay, how old are you?
I'm 42.
What's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn?
Capricorn, you have any kids?
I'm fine.
5 kids. How old are your kids?
My oldest is 18, and then 16, 12, 6, and I have a 5-month-old baby.
You have a 5-month-old baby?
Mm-hmm.
How many men?
5'3".
Why are you not with the man you had a baby with 5 months ago? Lindsay?
No, so I'm pretty sure he's married. And it was like I found out he was married Saturday, and this weekend I found out I was pregnant, and I just cut my baby.
How long did y'all date before you got pregnant?
About 7 months.
Be honest with me. For 7 months, you had no idea he was married.
No, they didn't live together.
So how did you find out he was married?
Background search.
What was that to do with background search?
When I did look him up, because I know my mind, the online dating, I tried it. When I did look him up, there was a name that kept being attached to him, but it was different last names. She never even took his last name, so it was different last names. But I asked him who was this lady, he would not tell me. And then when I did find out, someone else said, "Oh, why don't you look at the case?" So I searched their names by case summary online, and that's when I saw that it's like she filed for divorce, but he never responded, and that's when I realized it was still married. He had something to do with divorce.
So, and by this time you were pregnant.
Girl, I found out I was pregnant.
So listen, Lindsay, what would you say to the man that's concerned? You have 5 kids and a 5-month-old baby.
I would say he's probably not the one for me. I mean, I know my worth.
Okay, what would you say your worth is? You say you know your worth.
Yeah, I'm a good catch. Like, I have my stuff together. I may have different baby fathers, but my kids don't define who I am. My personality, who I am, I'm a good woman. I cook, I'm supportive. I always tell you about, I know my worth. Harder, I probably did. But as of today, I do. Everyone has a history of these things. I'm not an angel. I'm not. I have made mistakes, but still, I had to take a step back and see what was going on. I have 5 kids, different baby daddies, not what I come from, but it's what I am at this stage in my life. I try to take a step back and look at my mistakes. It's not always just a man. I have my own mistakes. that was accepting anything that was given to us instead of being given better to someone per se.
I'm gonna go back to something you said. House father number two. No. So she's healed, ladies. She's healed.
She's no, that's the portion. Feel like sort of like I don't think at all. So after the five big man, and then after 5 months after having the last one,
She's healed. Yes.
Yeah. She had a coming to Jesus moment at school. She's healed. She's ready. That's all. She is ready for men to come into her life. Because she was the catch. Yeah, cool. Catch. Cool.
And
all these men together.
and I've just got to correct something. Our children do define us. Our children do define us. Because who else are they going to define but us? Because we raised them. They are a part of us. They are a representation of who we are. That means that everything that I inputted into my child, it is reflected out. And therefore, who else is she reflective of if not me and her father? So yes, lady, your 5 children, including the 5-month-old, is a reflection of who you are. So please stop the absolute nonsense. Thank you. It's single season. It's single season for you. You have a 5-month-old. You had to go back to work, okay? Because you have no man in the home. You had to go back to work. There is no man in the home for you to sit down. So you're not healed. We're done.
And it's just about the seasons, right? It's like there's time for you to sit down and take care of your children. This is the season for her to take care of her kids and take care of herself. Because I was highly doubt she would heal. Only took her.
Her vagina is barely healed. Her vagina is barely healed. Okay? She had a 6-week checkup. The baby is 20 months old, essentially. You have to have a 6-week checkup, which means, girl, you are barely healed. We're done. Okay. So because it is the holiday season, we wanted to give a bonus clip as we go out this week because it is adorable, it is cute, and we want you guys to just think good things after the show. So presenting our bonus clip, which we absolutely love, and go. The bonus clip was everything. He was everything. The young man was giving life. He was giving love. He was killing it while the other kids were doing whatever they were doing. So we appreciate him. We appreciate everything about this. We want to thank you all for watching us, for listening. We know we are going into an amazing Christmas season, so we're wishing you in advance a very Merry Christmas. But before we go, Telly is going to take you out.
Despite the holiday he did. There will be a lot of foolishness that people. So to make sure that you understand here on our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, you never miss a moment of us. Jesus said, we're just doing these on track. So whatever you get, check out this Eastern Standard Time every Saturday. We get live every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're here every day. Listen, y'all. You know, in the edge. You don't like cold. We're setting out. We're somewhere hot. Somewhere hot. Somewhere just. From saying Merry Christmas. There's nothing wrong with this. There's a problem with it, but that's just not yours. You keep on saying
Merry Christmas and keep it and have fun. Bye.